Welcome to the Rural Revival Podcast. I'm your host, Dana Larson. Today we're with Matt and Brittany Tedder of Walsh, Colorado. Matt and Brittany are entrepreneurs at heart with their hand in so many things, from ag technologies, seed sales, a trucking business, a construction and design business, to even a catering business where they have their own signature barbecue sauce. On the podcast today, they're talking about how they work together as a team and diversify themselves through different seasons, how they're raising up their kids as entrepreneurs and teaching them to love to dream, and what it's like to live in a very remote area and make it all work. And do you remember Lettie McKinney from a few episodes back? Well, Matt is actually Lettie's brother, and you'll get to hear more about that in this interview. So here we go with Matt and Brittany Tedder. We're here today with Matt and Brittany Tedder of Tedder Ag Technologies in Walsh, Colorado. Guys, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Tell us about you. Is this your hometown?
This is not my hometown. I'm actually from Manor, Kansas, originally is where I grew up.
24 miles away.
Okay.
So, yeah. Across the state line. So we're extreme southeastern Colorado, almost Kansas, almost Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So it's basically his backyard, but it's my hometown.
Perfect. So how'd y'all meet?
Well, actually the house we're living in is where she grew up. And in high school, we remodeled it. I was working for a contractor. So we came over here and I scoping her out on the job.
Yeah, I was in like 8th grade and I was not interested in boys whatsoever, but he noticed me, started MSN messengering my little brother, and a few years later we started
That was
dating,
before text messaging, of course.
Right.
Yeah, and the rest is history.
Yep.
That's great. Tell us about the path that led you to Tedder Ag Technologies.
Well, actually, I was always into mechanics, so I went to a trade school and then graduated from there and got a diesel mechanics job over in Kansas. And it just kind of evolved from there. Kind of fell in love with electronics, just new technology. And it's, back in 2001, I guess, is when I started. And then...
or 02, something like that,
yeah.
So 20 years ago.
Yeah, so we left the company that I worked for over there and just kind of started our own thing on the side and farmed also. And
He farmed with my dad and grandpa, and then his side hustle started keeping you very busy, and so he kind of you've always wanted to be your own boss, and
been our own self-employed since 23 and 21.
Well, it wasn't full-time yet, but
Okay.
yeah.
That's amazing. So is it something you had wanted to do, or was it something where you saw a need and you're like, I think we have a great opportunity here?
Well, I think the goal for anybody is wanting to be their own boss. You know, it's nice not punching in every day. I mean, working for somebody else. But it's also not all easy either. I mean, working for yourself, you have one of the hardest bosses that you can ever have, you know, because you're always driven to want to do more. And it's easy to just clock in every day and get your check on Friday and go home and not have to worry about things. So in a way, there's more stress to it. But I wouldn't go back. It's been good.
Well, and as far as the technology part of it, you saw a future in it. You knew that there was going to be
Yeah.
something different, and that you saw the opportunity.
Wow. Technology has changed so much since you started.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So how do you keep up with it? How have you seen it? Maybe what's the biggest thing you've noticed change over the years?
Well, the biggest thing is you can't be afraid of anything. You know, new technology comes out. If you're afraid to work on it, then all of a sudden you're on the backside of the curve. So catching up is just that much harder. You know, if you can continue to grow with it as new technology comes out, if you can grow with it, it's pretty easy to keep up.
Yeah. So you guys do this together. and you
Yep.
make a great team.
I am not techie whatsoever. So as far as that stuff goes, no. But yeah, I do the bookwork and try to keep them organized.
Yeah. Was it always your plan to work together, or did it just kind of fall into place?
Yeah. Yeah, it's always been our plan.
We make a pretty good team.
Yeah. That's great. Tell us about the different services you provide through Tedder Egg Technologies.
So we started out, the main company that we deal with is Trimble, and they do, I guess the best way you could explain it is agriculture automation. So we control planters, drive tractors, drive combines. We have all the technology to do that. And then that kind of rolled into, I was looking for something else for the planters. So we started selling precision planting, which they do a whole bunch of different things too, but it's basically technology, trying to make farmers more productive and more accurate with what they're trying to achieve. That rolled into other things,
Yeah.
like many other things.
Selling planters.
Selling
and
planters
later.
through Monosim. We've done some variable rate irrigation. What else do we do?
You already mentioned the seed, but
Seed. We sell seed for Channel and NC Plus. Construction.
It's amazing.
I mean, there's so many things. I know I'm missing quite a few things,
Yeah.
but basically our bread and butter has been technology. It's something we always kind of fall back on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's becoming more and more important for farmers and ranchers because it's so integrated into their operations now. I feel like
absolutely.
Yeah. This is not your only business. You guys, you are definitely entrepreneurs at heart.
Yeah,
so
we have probably too many things going on.
a lot of irons in the fire.
yeah, tell us about some of these other side projects. And I don't even know that they're side projects, but we'll call them that for now, that you're involved in.
So in Matt's free time that he doesn't really have, but
Yeah.
one of his hobbies is smoking, I guess. Is that what you would call
Catering.
it? Catering. But
Well, me and a couple friends started it 5-6 years ago,
2015.
and just kind of did it as something to just get together and have fun, and we all enjoy cooking. And
Make some ribs for the neighbors, stuff like that.
it eventually turned into a part-time hobby that pays the bills, I guess.
Well, you guys made enough money to buy the old fueling station.
Okay.
And so maybe someday we can turn that into something cool.
Like a restaurant, or just operate your business out of there? You don't know yet?
Operate the business probably,
Yeah.
not restaurant.
Restaurants
That's not
are way too much work.
You have to work pretty hard, but yeah.
Very cool. And you also make your own barbecue sauce.
Yep. Yeah, we kind of got together one winter and said, well, we can't be a catering gig if we don't have our own barbecue sauce. So we started working on it and was trying to keep it simple. And by the time it was done, it was the full page of ingredients. It's pretty complicating now, but we're making in 18-gallon batches at a time.
Wow.
So it's fun.
Very cool. Okay. So you also have a trucking business.
Yeah, we started. So my biggest problem with the technology side was just finding somebody that, employees that could do all the service calls and, the requirements there. And in this small area, we were just having a hard time finding employees.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, we can do this trucking deal and it's going to be easy to find drivers. And, the whole country is in a shortage of drivers right now.
Yeah.
So
and with fuel prices.
and fuel
Yeah,
prices
my
and everything
goodness.
just went crazy. But we have 3 semis that are ready to run, and they're just sitting there because we can't find drivers for them.
Wow.
Which
During harvest, we can keep them busy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
so yeah, it's just this whole area is just really short on laborers. Most of the good people are already taken or working for other guys, and small enough area. Nobody wants to move in here. You know, there's not a whole lot to offer them because we're like 90 miles to the closest Walmart.
Yeah.
So
one way, no traffic.
But I'm just going to put it out there. Anybody who's looking for a great rural life and wants to come truck, here's your opportunity.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
yeah. Or do anything else. If you have ADD, you can come to work for us.
Yeah, if you get bored doing one thing, it'll be different in the hour probably.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you might be working on a
there's no
Trimble
monotony.
autopilot and then doing sheetrock by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment. That sounds pretty good to me. Matt, you mentioned, I mean, you are in a remote area, so you have your pilot's license. I'm sure that's been a big help to you.
Yeah, it's something I've wanted to do my whole life, even as a child. We have a lot of pilots in the family.
It's in their blood.
But we had kind of a slow summer. Wasn't really selling anything, and I told Brittany, I was like, I think it's time. So I dedicated a whole summer and just flew about every day.
Wow.
So I got it done in less than a year, I guess. But
Yeah, it was within a few months, but I mean,
Wow.
you did. It was full throttle, and you got it all done, and you're a pilot before you're 30 years old. Decided that you wanted to, I don't know, just one of your hobbies you've always wanted to do, and I can't even say you're all or nothing. That's me more, but you're like anything he sets his mind to, he's gonna do it, and he's gonna do it quickly, and efficiently, and it's gonna be quality, whatever he does. So I don't know.
well, it's been nice. We have, before COVID hit, obviously, we had a lot of trainings all over the U.S. So everybody else was having to leave a day before me to go hop on a jet and fly to Dallas and then back to Chicago. And I could just leave that day and be in Chicago. And
we're 3 hours one way from a commercial airport. So, and then, to pay for parking and whatever, it's really nice.
It's got to help with your business too, because you cover a pretty big radius, right?
well, you would think that, but it's, whenever I'm driving to work on something, I need all my tools.
That's a good point.
I need my pickup. So,
But you have done things for your
If I could
business,
just-
picked up some tools and helped some customers out to pick up things if you're ever in an area. So that has happened. And it helps us being, my mom lives 6 hours away, and so Christmas or whatever, I mean, it comes in handy that way. We fly down there. Except our family's gotten too big for our plane with all of our luggage. We need to upgrade, but one day.
keep trying to talk Brittany into a helicopter. If I could put all the tools in the back of the helicopter, I could just land on the field.
Yeah.
Goals. If anyone's going to do it, I have faith in you too to make that happen. So another business that you have, and I want to just set the framework for all of this, is a construction business.
Yeah, I told you that's how I met Brittany.
Yep.
I was working for a contractor over in Kansas, and we were working over here on her house. So that's kind of where I picked it all up. And over the years, it's just been kind of hard in this area, you have to do a lot of different things to make a living.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever the autopilot or GPS business is slow, then there's always something else going on. And that's why we kind of started doing construction, and we just kind of ran with it. And Brittany's a very good designer. She tells me what to do, and I drive the nails where she tells me, basically. But
Matt doesn't give himself enough credit. He's very creative too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bossy, so.
What do you like about the design side of the business?
Everything.
Yeah.
I think, just starting with nothing, or the restoration part of it is probably my favorite, actually. Starting with seeing the potential in something that nobody else can see, and I love that part.
Yeah.
Seeing it all come together.
Yeah. So do you work mostly on historic homes and buildings?
That's
everything in Walsh is
yeah,
historic.
yeah, right.
There's
Okay, that's
nothing
fair.
new in this area.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
The old and making it new, and seeing the character and the stories and everything. And So I say my hometown's Walsh, but we live in this tiny town that's southeast of here. It's unincorporated, but it was founded in 1887, and then, Old Stonington. So it's named after a stony brook, and as you can tell, we don't have a whole lot of water here, so I don't know where that brook went. It must have dried up, and they moved north. But anyway, that's where I grew up, and then the home, how we met, we bought from my parents. That's where we're raising our family, but it's over 100 years old, and there's a really cool church there that was built in 1917, and that's just, that's my passion. And I think it's because I grew up in a construction zone is part of it, which I gave my parents a hard time about. But now that we're parents and have 4 kids, and man, a decade flies by in no time. So giving my parents some grace now, everything you kind of,
different perspective. Yeah,
for sure.
It's pretty easy to start a new project, but it's really hard to finish. So
that seems to be our problem.
About 3/4 of the way done.
Yeah, we get things functional, and it looks so much better that we're like, all right, it's fine, we're good. We can move on to the next thing.
Breathe a little bit. Yeah.
And then we find something else, and then we find something else.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's so important in small towns because we do have these beautiful historic places.
Yeah.
And so it's great to be able to give them new life. Yeah. You guys have done a great job of diversifying yourselves so that you can kind of ebb and flow with the different seasons. And how has that been a great asset to you in a small town?
Well, it's farming. My job especially is so seasonal. So you'll have these busy seasons, like right now we're getting ready for planting season. And this is kind of my busy season of all year long, just getting ready for the seed going in the ground. We also sell seed on top of that. But after the corn goes in the ground, or Milo or whatever, we're just kind of sitting around waiting for harvest time, because we don't have any farm ground. We don't do any irrigation or anything. We just support the farmers. Okay. So there's always really busy times, then you're just kind of waiting for the next busy time. So filling it in with a trucking business or catering or construction or whatever else it may be is just kind of common sense for us, instead of sitting on the couch and eating Cheetos all day. It makes sense to go
right.
to go actually do something.
Something tells me you guys don't sit on the couch and eat Cheetos ever.
That is one of our goals in life.
Yeah, someday, right?
Feet up and have bonbons.
Yes.
Someday. What have been, you've done a lot of different things, so you've had a lot of different experiences as business owners. What have been some of the biggest lessons that you've learned that might be good for our listeners to hear?
Just be a team. I have my strong points, and then Brittany has her strong points. And if you can bring them together as a team, then things just flow a lot easier. She does all the office work, most of the desk work, and which frees me up to go do stuff I need to do outside or in the shop. So just being a good team, I think, is the main thing. Making sure your customers feel appreciated.
Yes.
Answering their calls or getting them called back right away is kind of a necessity.
Right. Which is also kind of hard in a small town because, and with cell phones, you're always available in a way. You're open 24/7.
Yeah.
They can call at 11:30 at night or 5 in the morning, or it's just, there needs to be a good balance also. You need to have some boundaries set up, and especially if you have a family.
Absolutely.
And there's seasons that you've got to get up super early and stay out super late, and harvest time for sure. Everybody knows about that, and that's hard. And if they can't get a hold of you, they know they can call your grandpa or your father-in-law.
Yeah.
Or, everybody has everybody's number.
They have a way to get to
you.
How do you, it is kind of a family affair for you though, right? You're all involved in all the things and doing it together.
Yeah. And our kids, we're raising little entrepreneurs, I think.
Yeah.
They're so creative and they love dreaming. We've always loved dreaming. Since I was little, I'd draw things and talk about like blueprints and weird stuff like that, I don't know. Or if I couldn't go to somebody's house, I'm like, I was always fascinated with home. And I still am. But, hey, so I haven't been to your house. So what does it look like? And they sketch out this little thing. I'm like, okay. And I don't know. And a couple of our daughters are very much that way. And one dreams all the time about this restaurant she's going to have one day and all the things it's going to have. And our son, he's 16 now. He's not little anymore, but he's following in his father's footsteps. There's nothing he's not afraid to try, and just annoyingly good at, Matt, I tease him. He's annoyingly good at everything, but he really is. We
have a list of a few things that need some improvement.
Yeah, we've discovered his kryptonite for now, but I'm sure that he'll figure it out. It's tinting windows, in case anybody's wondering. But yeah, which the irony in that is that his mom and dad used to do that for their side hustle, so they didn't pass that on to him. But maybe one day he'll get it nailed. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
So I love that they're not afraid to try anything. And then his little sisters too, they just, to get behind an 18-wheeler or whatever, they just, fearless.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you're raising your kids the same way. That's really great. What adversities have you guys faced as a team and business owners? What are some of the hardest things you've had to overcome?
We had a fire in March of 2014. It hadn't been that long since Matt was doing Tedder Ag completely full-time, which he stressed out about a lot. At the time, we had 3 extra mouths to feed. Our youngest wasn't born yet, but so it was a lot of sleepless nights for him. And I was, raising 3 babies, so I don't think he didn't share a whole lot about how much he worried about going out completely on his own. But he was doing really well, and we had a big round top on the place, a Quonset type thing that was his shop. We had just added an office in November and had that all finished up. He does precision planting where he runs meters. So on a planter, there's these inside of the planter box. There's I'm going to botch this, but it just counts the seed output, right? Basically. But it runs.
It's the meter that fits in on each row unit. So all the corn or crops that are planted are metered through this device, and you have to run them every year to make sure that they're calibrated correctly. So we bring a bunch of planters in and just have rows laying everywhere. All these people pay us to go through them and just repair what's broken or needing replaced.
Yeah. So March, it's busy. It's planting season. We have a lot of customers' property. He does the ag GPS stuff, so a lot of high dollar stock. And we had a welding fire that came in on a windy day, funneled through the round top and just took the whole thing. How long was it? 150 feet? How big is the building?
Think so. 150.
In 10 minutes, probably. So it is a miracle nobody was hurt. Our home, when I was in town, I'd taken the girls to dance class, and I get there, you can't see the house. It's just engulfed in smoke. And it's also a miracle that it didn't just keep going and take the countryside. But complete loss. And that was really hard. Took us, we just felt defeated. Mm-hmm. It was hard. And at that time, we did have our 4 kiddos. So kind of felt like we were getting back on our feet. And Matt also sells Monosim planners, and you had just sold a planner prior to this, and had it not been for that, we would have been in a lot of trouble financially.
Wow.
Well, we just woke up the next morning and I got online and just ordered all the parts in, because at the time, I don't know, 15 or 20 farmers that could not have planted, because all their product was in there and it was all lost.
Right.
So I got online and just started ordering stuff in, and somehow it worked out. Just went to work as soon as the parts came in and just started putting them all on.
Well, it was a God
working.
thing. It was.
And luckily we did it debt free, by the time we got everything on. And I mean, it's like we had to start over and build a whole new business.
We had a little bit of a nest egg. We were a little cushy, a little bit, It'd been a lot, like from 2010 to 2014. It was, so you'd been working hard. You'd been, but kind of felt like you're getting your head above water, and then that happened. So that was hard. But yeah, that's one thing Matt has always been adamant about. And we were young when we got married, 18 and 20. We were high school sweethearts, and I graduated high school in May. We got married in July. I started college in August, and he's been working hard ever since he graduated. And but he would ride the tractor and listen to Dave Ramsey. And I didn't really have a concept of money growing up. I mean, I don't know. Just to be honest, but and I don't know that you had phenomenal examples of what to do either, but we just decided we were going to have one credit card. We were going to pay it off every month. We were going to pay off our houses as quickly as possible. And so that was one thing. He said that we were able to cash flow it, and we just didn't. We've never lived above our means, and we by the grace of God, we were able to survive that. And then later we bought our place in town. It's a old cafe that has a mural on the wall that was painted in 1959. That's one of our town's pride and joys. So that's neat that we could restore that, and it's our home away from home. We're busy chasing kids all the time, and so we live here. We sleep at home, but and we bought that, I don't know, about a year
after
later.
The fire, wasn't it?
But I mean, he didn't have a shop to work in anymore, and he's working on these huge planners and tractors and combines, and you had to roll around in the dirt and be out in the elements. And but we built the lot behind our office space, and he's put up a shop, and it's been a long process. I think you broke ground in 2018, and it's not done.
I had one of my
by
little
any
sisters
means,
driving semi in here hauling loads of dirt.
Oh yeah, and what
60
else?
60 loads of dirt.
The ground compactor too, and man, she made me look good because everybody around town's like, "Oh, we saw you running that."
Brittany was running that big semi.
And I'm like, oh, that was not me.
Shout out to Lettie.
That was Annie.
Annie. Go Annie.
Yeah. But
actually, Lettie does come over at harvest time and run semis for us. She has.
Lettie,
so
Annie,
both of them.
What do you love about your small town and small town life?
I love raising a family here.
Mm-hmm.
And any time that we leave and go to the city, I'm always glad to be back here.
Yeah.
All the people and all the hustle and bustle is not my cup of tea. But there's some hard stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the lack of restaurants and stuff like that is.
Oh yeah, we're big.
Challenge,
we're big foodies.
We like to eat.
we love it. We love a good home cooked meal too, but we do that a lot. So when we're out of town, we like to eat out, and having those modern amenities is awesome, but we haven't ever lived the other way, so we don't know any different really.
Yeah.
So we do, but we don't. We We like the slow pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even that slow, though. I mean, we have 4 kids. We are constantly
I don't
on the go.
think you guys
Constantly. But I don't know. I mean, since we've been sitting here, we're on Main Street. We haven't seen maybe 2 cars drive by.
Yeah.
Well, Brittany drives 3 hours a day,
Round
3
trip.
times a week, 4 times a week
3 times.
to take the kids to gymnastics. So
That-
we get plenty of road time in out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And then like my busy season with chasing planners, we'll
gosh.
get 500 miles a day on pretty easily. Just make a big loop.
pretty big radius. You can go
Yeah.
into New Mexico and Texas and Oklahoma, Kansas,
Yeah.
all over.
What I do love about you guys is you are in a small community, but you've seen opportunities here. And I just think about, with all these different businesses, what you've added to your community. I mean, that's incredible. If you guys weren't here, what a hole that would leave, you know? So you're filling all of these roles for your community, and that's a really big deal. What does it mean for you to do that for your community? Or is it something you even think about?
I guess we don't. I mean,
No.
I don't even really think
Yeah.
about it. Honestly, our biggest goal in life is just to raise our 4 kids and, you know, live with above poverty level. But, you know, it's really not anything that I personally think about.
You just do it. Yeah. Yeah. What advice would you have for somebody who's wanting to step out as an entrepreneur in their small town? I mean, you guys have tried a lot of different things, and you've seen a lot of different opportunities in your community that you've stepped into. So what would you say to someone else thinking about doing that?
I mean, I don't know if we're great examples because we've always tried to play things kind of on the safe side. You know, we started our business while we're also working full-time jobs elsewhere. So then once it gets up and going, then you're not taking quite as big of a gamble, you know, to jump in full-time.
Yeah.
So we've always, before we've done something new, we've always
Look
kind of had it
before
up
we
and
leap.
had it up and running before we just jumped into it.
Yeah.
And then it's made, you know, being debt-free, I think, has made us, it grows slower, but it's safer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to worry about the ups and downs quite as much
Sure.
because having that monthly.
That part, yeah, it takes off some of the stress for sure.
But also that like the growing process is just that much slower too.
Right, you have to do it as you have time and as you have money, and so it's kind of frustrating. You want to
get things done,
Right.
but your funding isn't there right now. So
yeah. I would add that you want to be involved. You know, a lot of people in small communities want to see a change, but they don't want to. They want somebody else to do something about it, I think. And Matt's been great about being involved. When we lived within city limits, he was on the city council, and he's on the school board now. And we have the Plainsman Ag Research here that a division of CSU, Colorado State University Extension, and just, I mean, it takes everybody working together, and there's definitely the people that are involved seem to be involved in everything just because they have, I guess, that knowledge where it comes easier to be, I don't know, share your wisdom, but
I don't have any of that.
but we've like the Alumni Association, I've been on that. My parents were on there. You want to hold on to that special part of a small town, and it can so easily just dry up and blow away. You see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Our small businesses and the people in our towns play really important roles
Yes.
in the future of
For
our
sure.
communities. So, yeah. What excites you most about the future of rural America?
Well, the role of rural America is pretty important in my opinion. I mean, a lot of these people go, they get up and they go behind their desk job every day and they don't realize where the food comes from. It all comes from these small communities out here waking up every day, trying to raise a crop that they don't know if it's going to even be worth money or not. I mean, it takes some dedication and hard work by all these farmers. It's a huge role in America, and they have to be efficient because the population of America is getting bigger every year. So you have to keep raising more and more crops every year to feed the world. So I think it's probably the most important job out there, honestly.
For sure.
Yeah. What's next for you guys? Any new projects that you're going to take on?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Oh, he wants to talk about the bus.
We bought well, there's a couple things. I'll let you say 'em.
1964 MCI bus. Is that right? 64, 62.
64, I think.
So we're in the process of making that into our RV to drive across the countryside with our tribe.
Yeah. Are you going to live out of it or just
No.
for fun?
Yeah,
Okay,
just
okay.
for fun. Yeah.
It's
So
not big enough to live out of.
yeah, our four kiddos and our basset hounds.
Awesome.
So that's been a fun project, a fun family project. It had carpet all over in that thing, and you've had to scrape and scrape and scrape, and all the kids, all of them were working and spray to get all the adhesive off. That one day we're going with a mid-century modern vibe, and yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay. I can't wait to see.
We have another thing in the works. We just started a new LLC with some family called Rural Roots, and so just whether you're planting roots or you've already got your roots established, just you need a good base, and we would love people to come back here and raise their families. It's the best place to raise a family, this area. But you've got to have something to bring them back.
Yeah.
So we've kind of got something in the works there. It's not a for sure deal, but it'll be a pretty fun project if it works out. But yeah, it's just, our plan is to bring fix up things that could bring people or, keep them here.
Absolutely.
Bring more people here.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have so many great assets that
you want to create opportunities for.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, maybe if a couple years down the road, we might have to come back and follow up and learn more about that.
Be fun.
Yeah.
So in Stonington, like I said, where we live, we've been working since not long after we moved back. We've been at our house for 10 years now. There's this old church that was just dilapidating, the coolest looking Gothic style church that I grew up next to. I didn't go to church there. It was just out there. So anyway, our communities kind of come together and started restoring it. So
that's great. So what's it going to be?
So we just call it the Stonington Community Center. And we do fall festivals. We do a Christmas Eve service. There was an old Grange building in between. I think it was the high school. And then there's an old schoolhouse out there too. And we were cleaning it out, found a bunch of cool old maps and school memorabilia, trophies, instruments. And there was this huge 3-piece mural of the nativity scene. And so that kind of just gave us the idea to do the Christmas Eve service. And it started out just candlelight. We didn't have electricity in there. It hadn't been updated. And it was standing room only. So you have everybody in the area from Southwest Kansas, Southeast Colorado, Oklahoma Panhandle, it's a pretty cool thing. And I would love to see that, have weddings there and stuff. We haven't had a wedding there since we've worked on restoring it, but we have a grant writer that has done some stuff, and then a lot of people from the community have donated, and it's come a long ways.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
That
pretty
sounds
special.
amazing. Yeah.
So it was built in 1917, so we had a 100th year birthday celebration for the church a few years ago, and it's been fun.
Great. Well, how do we follow along with you guys and stay up to date with what you have going on?
So I said I'm not techie. I'm like, I have the old people social media, Facebook. That's about it. But you can find us on Facebook at Tetrag, and Tetrag Technologies Inc. I think you can find it on there. We have a website. It's tetter-ag.tech. You can also follow the Stonington Community Center if you want to do that. It's on Facebook. There's one in Connecticut also. This one's in Colorado.
So we'll be sure to link to that in the show notes.
Okay.
So everybody can follow along.
All right.
Guys, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Well, what an amazing couple. I love how Matt and Brittany bring so much to their community, and yet they are so humble about it. They don't see it as something they have to do. It's simply ingrained in their life, and there's something really special about that. Be sure to check out the show notes to follow along with everything that Matt and Brittany have going on. There's going to be some developments coming your way about the Stonington Community Center, which are super exciting. So stay tuned for that, and also for more about Rural Roots and what that's going to become. Huge thanks to Matt and Brittany for being on the podcast today, and thanks to you for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody.